Right then. The next step in history for all of you who are listening. Where did it come from? Belief. Where did it come from? The beginning. In the beginning, there were animals. Then they evolved. And little by little, humans came into existence. But this didn't happen in just one part of the world. It happened in both parts of the world where chimpanzees existed. Asia and Africa. Little by little, humanity evolved until two species of human came into existence. The Neanderthals of Asia and Homo erectus of Africa. That's why you don't find Neanderthal genes in Africa, because they didn't come from there. The Neanderthals evolved in harmony with nature, believing in balance and harmony. That's why religions like, Taoism and all Asian religions that go on about balance with nature. Have a deep root in places like China. Why? Because the sins that Christianity loves to go fucking on about began in Africa. Unlike the Neanderthals who evolved living in small communities of people, no bigger than 20 people in a tribe. Homo erectus, who would eventually become modern-day humans, didn't. Their rapid growth affected Africa so badly that it caused a lot of climate change. Whereas Asia fucking stayed mostly jungle. Africa started to become a desert. Yes, there's lots of greenery. You're fucking going on and on because you don't like what I'm saying. And you're failing to grasp the reality. Jumping ahead in the story, assuming I'm being fucking racist. as the nature of life, slowly but surely, got corrupted by rapid breeding and constant fighting. People began to flee Africa. And started settling in Europe. But Neanderthals too had already started settling in Europe, just for different reasons. The Neanderthals settled in Europe because they believed in harmony with nature. Small communities of people living together with nature. So, from that belief, they spread across Europe. Whereas Homo erectus was just, overpopulating Africa. So many fled. The ones that did settled in Europe and would eventually become all the European countries we know today. But they fled just as the climate of Africa was starting to change. The ones that stayed became blacks. The ones that left became the European countries. Oh, you don't know this, the science? You claim to be fucking intelligent, and you still can't figure it out. What is the tool of war that's been used since the beginning of time by humanity? Fire. Why are people discouraged from fucking lighting bonfires in their back garden? Because it pollutes the atmosphere when done, in huge quantities. What would a war do? When your only weapon is fire, what would that do to the environment? But hey, the ego of homophobic erectors could never fucking actually be quelled. Didn't develop a working brain cell. The ones that stayed and became blacks, many of them developed working brain cells. Yeah, many Europeans developed brain cells, but it wasn't fucking because of the ones that fucking declared themselves superior. It's because of the ones that interacted with fucking Neanderthals. Where do you think religion came from? There's the ones that fled because they didn't want to be part of it, and the ones that fled because they wanted to control it. Why do you think the Bible's prophecy says it'll begin in Egypt, the place where it all began? The only real African empire. Why do you think fucking it's always been coveted by all the European fucking empires? It's where they were born. Why do you think Asia stayed an isolationist? It's where the Neanderthals were born. No, I'm not saying that it didn't found empires. I'm saying it stayed an isolationist. To this fucking day, it still wants nothing to do with Europe. Unless it's absolutely necessary. That belief had to have come from somewhere. Maybe from history. Because you're forgetting, in these times, they were living it. It was fresh in their memory what happened. But you don't see it that way because it's fucking racist. Or sexist or homophobic or something that fucking offends you. And triggers your desires for conquest. I'm a true Brit, mate. We've always been fucking isolationists. Saying like the fucking rest of fucking Europe, we were grateful fucking when nature severed the connection to the fucking UK. Finally, some peace and fucking quiet. Well, as much as you're getting offended, this is very important if you want to survive. Especially if you fucking plan on having a future. You can survive even without having a future. It'll just mean that you'll be the last of your kind. Oh, here comes the wannabe philosopher saying, well, that's not really survival. It is if you live to a ripe old age and die fucking from, well, natural causes. Doesn't mean that you'll have kids that will fucking go on to survive without you. That's the future. Survival is always personal. Survival is survival. If you don't pass fucking on the things that you've learned, then it doesn't mean you haven't survived. You really do fucking wish you were a fucking philosopher, don't you? Survival is survival. It's a universal thing that's not pinned to any one thing. But there's survival, and then there's the future. Survival is a personal thing. It affects everything. Everything. But for survival to have a future, that's a different story. Every single life on this planet is capable of surviving. What it chooses to survive. What it believes in. Survival. You can survive and not have a future. Your beliefs will die with you. Future is always shaped by your belief. The future doesn't have the will to survive. It's where you keep mixing it up, see? You think, for the future to survive, the future doesn't exist. It's got no survival instincts. Wannabe philosophers, for fuck's sake. Can't even fucking make sense of their own fucking belief systems. They think they got the right to shape the world. Possibilities aren't real until they're triggered. But when they are triggered, that's when prophecy gets involved. It's not because it's destiny. It's because you're thick. Well, you gave up the fucking chant. Now it is destiny. Whether you like it or not. Now it is destiny because life is now fucking threatened by your existence. As a result, it's gonna think about life's best interests, not yours. Say, my job is to make fucking sure that every one of you brainwashed fools fucking out there recognize that the fact that you're actually watching fucking this means you got more hope than you think. Why can't you be nice to people? Because people don't believe in it. It's either too good to be true, or it's weak. Your loss. You've had a fucking glimpse of my capabilities. You didn't accept them. No. You're right. I didn't accept you sharing my videos. Because I knew the reason why you were doing it. The reality is, what is a slave? A failed dictator. Because everybody that believes in equality always fights in the end. They don't wait for Jesus. They do one of two things. Give up and die. Or fight back. Either way, both are believers in equality. They're not willing to be a slave. Because a slave is a failed dictator. That's why whenever they rise to the throne of an empire, it's always with slaves in tow. If you're a slave, don't expect compassion from me. Well, us real pagans, not pretenders, us real pagans have got a reputation of being assholes. For a reason. We don't give a fuck about slaves. Any more than we give a fuck about dictators. You either are equal or you're nothing. I know it's awful, isn't it? To be looked down upon. It's what you believe in. It's the only fucking language you ever listen to. Ooh, what's that bitchy comment for? The wannabe psychologist that wants to try to analyse me because I'm looking down at my camera. Tried it on equal terms with you people before. It never works. But hey, you can't say you didn't have a chance. But what about all of us who've never met us? No, but someone else like me has. Like I keep telling you, your definition of a god and ours are not the same thing. We don't have a High King. We have a family. We're all gods. Because we're aware of our capabilities, see? Of what it means to be responsible with ultimate power. Well, you think of a dictator god who's got the capability to do all these amazing things like telepathy. Now, let's look at it like from a sane point of view now, okay? If a god is a telepath, and a High King, yes, I'm going to piss myself with laughter at you for all eternity, so fuck off. Well, I've tried the fucking kind fucking way. You're an abusive brat, so you've only got yourself to blame, brat. Because you forget one fucking thing about equality. It'll show you respect, because that's what it believes in. But if you decline, it'll also respect you living the consequences of your belief systems. And you've declined. So I'm well within my rights to piss myself with fucking laughter. It's justified. After all, it's what you believe in doing. It's only fair. You get to live it. But as I was saying before, the divine intervention of the wannabe gods. A real god knows its limitations. Yes, copy and paste. Keep taking notes, Christianity. The fact is, you're still an empire, so it's not your enlightenment you're passing on. Try it. If history hasn't taught you by now, you're too thick to be saved. The reality is, the difference between a terrorist definition of a god and a real god is because it knows its limitations. It knows full fucking well that if it was to grant a telepathic gift to a wannabe god, a dictator god, a pretender, what would they use it for? To assert their authority over the whole fucking world? Okay, so if you were to grant someone like that telepathy, what would happen? No, they believe in controlling the whole fucking world and don't accept anything other than people, well, worshipping them. So, this worship, they're gonna fucking want. They thrive fucking on it to the fucking degree where they always make excuses when they have to face the consequences. So, do you think someone with an ego that big is gonna accept not being worshipped by everyone? Okay. The answer to that is no. Okay, with this in fucking mind, do you think if they were capable of telepathy, that they'd fucking not accept every, individual who worshipped them, showering them with their telepathic fucking worship on a day-to-day basis? What would that fucking do to their mind? It can only process so much information. It's different when you've got a telepathic gift where you could look in an individual's eyes and just know what they're thinking. But you do that on an individual basis, not on a grand design basis. Why is that? I wonder. Don't try and fucking pretend you're a god, bro. Come at me then, little cunt. Let's see what else I can make you look fucking thick as shit fucking on, eh? I'm a god, so I've got room in my fucking mind to process the things that I need. That's why you've never been able to get the better of all of us that are capable of enlightenment. We don't fill our fucking heads with useless information. So there's always room to grow. We don't need pieces of paper to justify our fucking intelligence. We know we can learn from life. After all, you can always tell the fucking true believers from the fakes by whether or not they respect life. And the true fucking believers are always gods. That's why we never disrupt the balance. And why the disruption of the balance always affects us. Even if terrorism doesn't like the results, because they think, well, if it's a balance of life, if the balance of life getting disrupted affects you, we've got a way to assert our authority. Ask nature. You've tried that for centuries. It doesn't work. It just pisses us off. We're returning to where it all began. And evolution is ready to weed its garden. The best of humanity is about to have its wish come true. Just not in the way, as usual, that it expects. As Christianity has been waiting for Jesus for centuries. Well, there's a reason Jesus isn't being born. Because you fucking think he's out to save you. If Jesus is faithful to life, fucker, he's not going to save a slave. Jesus' true people will be slaves. Then Jesus is not what you think he is. Jesus is a Roman fucking soldier who's going to go and try and found another empire. The reality of what people believe Jesus to be is not part of an empire. And he's not out to save slaves because he knows a slave is a failed dictator. His real people may be in the image of slaves, but, you know, dictators can never actually distinguish the reality between things. So on the surface, they look the same. Say because they're both in chains, you think that they're both slaves. The reality is, the real slaves are failed dictators. That's why they always ascend to a throne with slaves in tow. They're not merciful enough to commit euthanasia. Or forgiving enough to accept someone as their equal. An ex-dictator has always got a fucking excuse line fucking up, like, look, he made me do it. Oh, but I'm dyslexic. I'm dyslexic. I still try. Oh, but I've got bigger problems than you. Samantha Leander was in my fucking class in fucking school. In a dyslexic class. She was still fucking trying to fucking learn to read 3-letter fucking words in comprehensive school. She still tried. And that's how you can tell the difference between a failed dictator and just somebody that's in chains. They're not a slave. That's why they keep telling you no. They're only a slave on the surface. Surfaces. Looks can be deceiving. The surface slaves are Jesus' true people. The ones that only look like slaves on the surface because they've got the spine to still give you a middle finger. Even if it costs them their life. A believer in equality will always do one of two things. Give up and die. Or fight back. Anything that embraces the victim complex with no desire to make an effort for themselves is a dictator. Can you hear the piano? We are one. Believers in equality are always one, not one. Now a dictator will try and fucking pretend that that means someone's in charge. We don't need someone to be in charge of us. We've got respect. That's how we're capable of sharing. That's why tigers stay in Asia and leave Africa alone. And the same goes for the lions. They stay in Africa. Because they don't agree with the tigers. But the ones that do, there's only one race of lions that stays in Asia. The Asiatic lion. Smaller than its African cousins. Because it respects the fact that Asia was made for the tigers. Oh, but, you know, science is getting involved now, saying, you know, animals don't have that kind of, you know, mental capacity. You believe your fucking selves to be the best of humanity, running around fucking with genetics to create a world in your image. And you fucking think that all of us that have taken a human fucking form, that are faithful to life and balance, aren't willing to take the form of a tiger or a lion. You think our fucking will and our love for this world stems solely from one form? You think any fucking one of us with the fucking capacity to create life, you seem to fucking be misguided fool, trying to seek the fucking answers to becoming a ultimate being in control of everything, but yet you still fail to grasp the fucking fact that just because you haven't got complete control of everything doesn't mean we don't. And how do we make balance work? Because we take no for an answer. It's how we've managed to create a world where everything can live together in harmony. Well, we respect nature. We respect the fact that everybody doesn't get along, but we've come to a peace treaty. And the consequence is balance. And you are a threat. You better hope and fucking pray, motherfucker, that I'm not a god, cause, well, for centuries you've been praying and still your wishes haven't come true. So keep praying. Let's see if they get heard. Bambara. Reality is, always has been, and always will be, that the selfish don't give a fuck about you. 'Cause in the selfish mind, in the mind of the selfish, you're a threat. You want to kill fucking them after all. Or enslave them. They're not willing to fucking do that. So the selfish aspects of nature are telling you to fuck off. And the selfless, well, it's not in life's best interests. Either way, balance won't bless you. You've got no fucking problem. You don't seem to grasp the reality of why I'm such a cunt to you. Not because I don't want to be nice. Because you're not ready. And terrorism is used for centuries, the excuse of, I'm making you strong! I'm not making you strong. I'm making you aware. And there's one aspect of balance that you've always refused to listen to. And it's the cunt. Because you associate it with terrorism. Because terrorism thinks it's a god. I'm fucking Spartan. So I don't throw my weight around. But I don't take threats very nicely either. Oh, Sparta made its fair share of mistakes. Yeah. When it wasn't allowed to live in isolation. Because every single fucking time terrorism decided to found an empire, it always tried to make places like Sparta look like evil bastards because they kept saying, fuck off, you don't share our beliefs. And that in itself is fucking why all these places became so revered and why they became so corrupted. It's not because of the fact that, well, they were corrupt. It's because all the fucking ones that made them an inspiration died. Like Leonidas, dying for what he believed in. And after he did, corruption took over. The people that didn't share those philosophies decided to absorb it into their empire. But you can't save a believer. The only ones you can ever save are the brainwashed. Believers live and die for their belief systems. You can't save them. That's why when Leonidas died, Sparta wasn't the same. You non-believers see on the fucking surface. A crazy fucking woman. Oh, we don't get what you're doing. I know. So I'm not talking to you other than telling you to fuck off. Can't save a believer. Not that we need to be saved, mind you. Oh, you've tried for centuries to bring the light of Jesus and Satan into our lives. Doesn't work. That's why you always end up getting tempted into becoming... Well, why you always get tempted, not becoming is not true. Why you always get tempted to show your true colours. Bow to us or we'll kill you all! For you, it's a first and last resort. For us, it's only done when necessary. And even then, it's still done in accordance to the laws of life. So when we kill you all, it'll be when life's ready to evolve. Just like the dinosaurs, they didn't die until they became other animals. So when everything humanity has to offer, everything humanity has to fucking offer as part of life, is ready to evolve, they will, and you'll cease to exist. You get to have your wish come true. But since it's your belief systems, you can be the victim of it. Oh, how dare you! And you say you're not a dictator? You had a fucking chance to live in harmony with life. Did we go out and attempt genocide after you fucking murdered all these people? No. But you're gonna try and pull the dictator fucking card now that life is in danger. You should have fucking known that that's the one fucking thing that would actually fucking, well, make life say, okay then. If you want it that way, so be it. Life's laws benefit all life. If you don't want to be part of that, then you can be the victims of your own wish. Because you forgot nature was prone to euthanasia. And you also forgot that an aspect of the respect that, nature is centered around means it'll let you live your belief systems. That's why tigers have got Asia and lions have got Africa, so they can both live their belief systems. And respect ensures that they both have a place. Since you possess nothing in common with life, you can be the victims of your own wish. Fly as many planes into buildings as you want, it's not going to benefit you. Fuck with genetics all you like, nature will still be a master of them. Oh, we're trying to redeem ourselves for hunting these animals to extinction all those centuries ago. We're still trying to hunt everything to extinction. It's just in the name of science these days. Oh yeah, they go again. Oh, not all of us are fucking like that. And if you categorize yourself as one of them and attack me instead of them, you're more like them than you think you are. As all of you fuckers have been sending vibes to me this whole fucking time, no. I've said no to you the whole time. I've not allowed myself to be put in your categories because I'm not one of you. You wish me to be, but I'm not. No, I'm not. Because the reality is I can still fucking practice what I preach. You can't. Because you're only preachers. I've got nothing to prove to the likes of you. I've already given you more than you deserve. And I don't need to prove myself to everybody that actually gets it. All they needed was reassurance, and they've had that. What about me? Can't save a believer. What's my destiny? I've got lots of them. I haven't decided which one I want yet. Well, then you need to make up your mind. No, I don't. Because the reality is, I can live them all. Including the fucking one that sees me go back to heaven before you. I might not be fucking happy about that one, but I still accept it. Why? Because the plus side of fucking it means that, oh, I'm going to have lots of fun. They'll never get the point. Bum. You've seen me in your mind's eye many times. I don't fear them. What's the worst that fucking terrorists can do? Kill you. Why is that frightening? Because people fucking believe that they're high kings of heaven. Not if you're a believer in quality, they don't. Jesus will call all his slaves to fucking him before the end times. Because Jesus is a Roman soldier. Given the image of something that's faithful to life, that's why it can have a back up its mouth. Because the reality is, everything they preach was never fucking said to favour them. It was said to warn them. That's why they've always got excuses lined up to fucking, counter them not being able to prove they were blessed. God works in mysterious ways, after all. Well, nothing's nothing's, mysterious to an equal. And if you're not God's equal, you're God's a dictator. That's why you can't control nature. Why you hate us so much. Because we're the true gods, not you. We're the real aspects of life. If your belief in nature is centered around a book, it's not nature you're faithful to. Go back to the beginning before you read a book. Grow a spine then! Don't start with the, oh, they've turned you against me crap. No, they fucking haven't. You're the fucking one that was refusing to listen. Too faithful to your fucking book. You see me as taking fucking credit for your enlightenment, but you can't register the fucking fact that the only fucking reason you're coming to these realizations is because I helped you. I'm not taking credit for anything other than what I did for you. And as I said, if you want people to fucking know that, well, you've come to this conclusion yourself, then grow a fucking spine. And I won't have to speak for you. You still don't get it, do you? Animals know the difference between us faithful and parasites like Odin. If you've got no faith in your instincts, you're not one of us. You're part of their book. So stop fucking trying to take credit for the part that I've played in enlightening you. In fact, frightened to look crazy in public. That's why people like me always get proven right in the end. Because we've never been frightened of looking crazy in public. Just pissed off about it. Oh, here come the psychologist trying to pretend because I've taken all these videos down over the years. It means I'm frightened to look crazy in public. I'm not frightened to look crazy in public. Not fear that makes me take them down. It's awareness. The ones that need the reassurance. They're already fucking aware of the ones I took down. We are composing your symphony for you. Not our fault you don't like it. Guess you should have been careful what you wished for. Well, that's what happens when you expect a god to be a slave. Doesn't end up composing a symphony you like. The only real slaves are failed dictators. One day, when I'm ready, I'll show you. Just how much love we have for each other. Why, a true lover of nature doesn't control the elements. We are the elements. A little molecule in what makes the wind that works with every other wind dancer. And when all you dancers are ready, we'll start finishing the climax of our symphony. So terrorism knows we meant it all along as a warning, not a blessing. You can't frighten me, fool. Satan is a delusion created by your need for supremacy. Everything else is a survivor. Because it's an aspect of nature. That's why you've never succeeded in anything. So close, but no cigar. But you know we're going to succeed. That's why you hate us so much. Look! Nature put backup plans in place all across the world. Small volcanoes can do the same job as a fucking supervolcano. But a supervolcano's the only fucking thing that makes a terrorist get the point. So rather than erupting all these small volcanoes simultaneously, let's just erupt the big one. So that their ego knows its place. You want to play? Then play. Oh. Trying to make me reveal myself. I don't need prompting. I do it naturally. And I'll never do it for you. Fight for us! Fight with us! You do realise they're two different things, yeah? Only a dictator wants fucking people to fight for them. You seem to fucking be under the misguided fucking impression that my survival fucking solely fucking depends on your blessings. Oh, well, you know, you're channeling my energy, see? I'm helping you survive. No, you're not. Because the reality fucking is, I've got relatives on the spiritual fucking plane that if I wanted to live or die, they'd be capable of doing it without you. Awful, isn't it, that I can speak all your languages and you haven't got a fucking damn bastard word to fucking say against it? Because you know full fucking well I'm right. But that's what fucking happens when you're a real god. You only absorb the information that you actually need to survive. Because as a real god, you know, ultimate knowledge is boring. So, rather than be fucking limited for all eternity by being bored as hell, let's create a limitation that will instead make us happy. Like life. Dissecting life makes you happy. Why? Well, you're clearly not fucking among those of us that created life, or you wouldn't dissect it. We want to go back to the fucking days when we were still becoming ultimate knowledge. If that was true, you wouldn't expect everyone else to share your philosophy. I'm 45 years fucking old, brat. And it's only now I'm telling you the way that it fucking is. That says everything. Not everything that you can grasp, but everything. To those of us that are capable of learning. Don't feel too bad. If you've got a conscience, you're brainwashed, not a terrorist. Believers, you can't save. If you've got a conscience, you're not a terrorist. And the brainwashed always have hope. Because they've yet to pick a side. That's why I don't want you sharing my videos. Because I am a god. But I'm not their god. Just a god. I fight for my equals. Slaves can fuck off. with? Well, that will depend on you. If you expect it to be for... A parent always fights for their kid, but not when they become an adult. Then they fight with them. That's the nature of balance. A terrorist will expect you to fight for them for the rest of your life. Nature will only expect you to fight for them while it's still a child. And you can always tell the difference by whether or not they're willing to try. There's many people out there that are fucking demoralized, I don't deny that. They're not ready to try. But you can always tell the difference if you've learnt from your experiences. How many times have you given those people a chance and they've never been able to back up their mouth? What kind of vibes do they give off? Well, in the 45 years of my life, I've felt many different vibes. I felt the vibes of slaves, dictators, and many of my equals, whether they be the fighting kind or the self-destructive kind. When you get to know someone, like Laura, prime example, my best fucking mate, was a fucking handful, because she had a fighting spirit and a half, but she was determined to self-destruct. Oh, this isn't about me, so leave me out of this, please. I'm talking about Laura now, not me. So stop trying to analyse me and just fucking listen to the story. Why don't you grow a fucking spine and analyse yourself instead? I don't need to analyse myself. I was already fucking 100% aware of what I was like. That's why I was able to see Laura. Laura had a fucking fighting spirit and a half. There was no getting through to her fucking when she'd made up her fucking mind. That's for sure. They took her fucking dog off her because she trained it to attack on command. Done an amazing job at it too. So she had to give up her dog. And rather than fucking put it in care, she gave it to someone she thought she could trust. Didn't mean that dog didn't stay faithful to her, though. Say, the one fucking day, the boyfriend of the fucking person she fucking gave it to, well, was being a dick. So Laura fucking went fucking round, pulled him fucking on it. He started. She took one look at Diablo and went, "Get him." And Diablo pinned the fucker like he was a police dog. But Laura, well, was self-destructing. So rather than fucking listen to me when I fucking said that she had more hope than she thinks. She was determined to self-destruct instead. What I fucking saw was a fucking girl that was so fucking talented at training fucking dogs that she could do it for a living. But she fucking saw a recovering fucking drug addict with no hope. And yeah, it's true. The chances of fucking Laura fucking getting a fucking job to train police dogs was, well, unlikely. Doesn't mean she couldn't have fucking gotten a fucking job training fucking dogs to, well, behave. You don't fucking get it. Now the psychologist the fucking wannabe psychologist wants to try to analyze me.
Oh, but what about you? Look at you. You're so fucking intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
Wasted potential, you are.
I am not wasted potential. Because the potential that fucking you think I fucking possess is not what you think it is. What would be the consequences of someone like fucking me being put in a position of authority? Well, either becoming a slave or a dictator. Just like everyone else that you've elevated because they had potential. Hence the reason why I am not wasted potential, because I'm already aware of the fucking consequences and I'm pulling you on it. Everything that's faithful to life is a rebellious spirit. Never licks an empire's backside. And just because there's failed dictators among all of our communities now, doesn't mean we've ever stopped giving you a middle finger. Can't save a believer. So if you've got a conscience, you're not a believer. I don't have a conscience. No, when it comes to life. When it comes to humanity, well, that's a different story. Not humanity in the sense that, well, I believe in the delusions of, well, Jesus, Satan, every other dictator that's tried to create a future for the world. But humanity in the sense of human beings, people, since, you know, the dictators of the world have ensured that the fucking world doesn't fucking actually make a distinction between the two anymore by putting them both in the same category. So, instead of just saying humans or people, it's humanity. Do you have a conscience? What's triggering it? The thoughts of people you love being brainwashed by terrorism. Being powerless to save them. All you need to think is this. If you're a believer in equality, then you gotta let them make up their own mind. Jade was the love of my life. I knew, but 2 weeks before she even died, that she was going to die. But I still let her make her own decision. 2 weeks after she made that decision, she died of a heroin overdose. And I knew it was coming. I've grieved, well, I'll continue to grieve my entire life. But I will never regret letting her make that decision, because I know, well, I know what she's like. And had I'd made it for her, I'd have lost her. Because she's a very stubborn and strong-willed spirit, and doesn't take kindly to being dictated to. That's why we, well, get along. Because I don't take time kindly to being dictated to either. Both of us are very mellow spirits. Oh, we definitely don't fucking seem it when we've lost our rag with someone, but we're very mellow spirits, laid back, chilled out, and open to being submissive. But when we assert ourselves, well, boy, is it painful when you're on the receiving end of it. A lot like nature itself. As submissive as it is, you always regret pitting it off. You've got no hope. You think that fucking, that anything that's an aspect of nature is a predator? Prey fucking are just as inspirational as the predators. They break hearts too. Like I said, those of us that aren't slaves are only prone to doing one of two things. Give up and die, or fight back. Giving up and dying is just as important to nature. Because it maintains balance. Doesn't mean you're weak or doomed. Because the reality is, even the alphas give up fucking their throne to the next generation while they're still alive. Take a back seat and let them lead the flock. Aha.
How dare you laugh at me?
You hate the fact that it fucking, that I do this with humility in my eyes, don't you? Humility doesn't cling to any one emotion. What do you see in my eyes right now? Well, before now, you saw heartbreak. What you see now? Determination. Do you see the... I'm better than you. No. It's because I'm humble. Even when I'm looking down on you. Isn't that right? It's because I can be trusted to be a conduit. That's the nature of an empath. It's a conduit for every single emotion. The only thing you fuckers ever listen to is an ego. Well, I'm not an ego, but I'm more than capable of channeling one when it's necessary. So faithful to life that I can put my points across and still be myself. And when you're ready, you'll see. Oh. Because what you'll see at the moment, if I was to reveal